some grief, some joy, memories are made of this. Don't forget a small moonbeam.
And welcome another edition of a reunion with former Steelers and former players who played in the Super Bowl since the black and gold are not playing. Always try and find a song that would remind me of the individual, like the Marines marching song with John Banaszak, okay? Frenchy Fuqua, Going Out of My Mind. I forgot what I played for Franco, but I'm thinking Jack Ham. What do I play? Something by MC Hammer? Can't touch this? No. I was going to do that, one hammer to another hammer. So then I was looking at oldies, and I saw Dean Martin, Memories Are Made of This. When I think of Jack Ham, I think of the good old days, not only at Penn State with the Steelers. What do you think, Hammer?
Well, I think that's very good, man. Very good. I was a big Dean Martin fan, too. So
see, I didn't know that. Now I know that.
Perfect segue.
All right. Hey, for the old guy that's forgetting things like names and phone numbers, so once in a while I hit a home run, you know? How are you, Jack?
I'm doing fine, Bill. I'm doing fine. Looking forward to the Super Bowl coming up.
All right. Well, let's get business out of the way, all right? Have you seen the prices of football cards lately?
I have not. I have not.
All right, you ready for this? Tom Brady's rookie card last week sold for $555,000.
Oh my God!
It was just topped. It was just topped Tuesday by a rookie signed Patrick Mahomes rookie card that sold for $861,000.
Oh my God! I want to meet these people. They got money to spend and burn.
Now I'm a research guy, although I can't spell research. I'm checking out eBay last night, right? A 1973 Jack Ham rookie card, tops number 115, excellent condition, $24.99.
I've been discounted.
Oh, boy. A 1972 Roger Staubach card in excellent condition, $109.
Those quarterbacks, always those marquee guys, always got the big money back then, and they're getting the big money now.
Now, you know, I know you're worth a couple of bucks, and I'm starting to sell all my sports collectibles on eBay, thanks to my son, who doesn't want a percentage, thank goodness, because he doesn't pay rent. Here we go. I have a John Cappelletti signed Penn State helmet, John Cappelletti signed jersey. I'll give you a discount. Give me $2,000.
You're going to have to move on to someone else.
Hey, Bradshaw's only worth $149,000 for his rookie card. What's wrong with that?
Oh my God, that is unbelievable. And I didn't realize the markets were like that for, especially for the rookie cards. But you know what? This day and age, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, they are the face of the NFL.
Wouldn't you like to face Mahomes?
Well, I'll tell you what, as a defensive player, Bill, you never want to go against that guy who can throw the football well and also move in and out of that pocket and make plays with his legs as well. And you talk about a complete quarterback. It kills defenses when you have everybody covered, and then a quarterback runs for 8 or 9 yards or 10 yards for a first down. Yeah. So he's a problem for any defense out there, I'll tell you that.
Okay, what about the old guy Jack Ham going up against the old guy Tom Brady?
Well, that's a different story. We know where he's going to be in that pocket for the most part, but, you know, he kind of reminds me of a Bob Greasy during my era. Really just a very cerebral, very, he didn't make mistakes out there and thrown into a tight coverage that we kind of tried to bait him into throwing into. So, you've got to admire with Brady. I mean, when he's going to his 10th Super Bowl, I mean, that is just absolutely phenomenal.
Wait a second. Terry Bradshaw was not cerebral, you know what I mean? But look, he's laughing all the way to the bank. He's laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, no one ever accused him of being cerebral. That is correct. That is correct.
Before we talk about some of your past experiences, whether good or bad, in the Super Bowl, who do you like Sunday, or who are you rooting for?
You know what? I like Brady. I think Tampa Bay, they've come through. Their defense is really starting to really play well, especially when you go through New Orleans, and then you go through Green Bay as well. I'm really impressed. The thing I'm really impressed, those two linebackers inside, White and I forget the other kid's name. They are talented linebackers. They're really good in the passing game. It's a kid named David, the other kid.
Yeah. Okay.
And I saw White intercept the ball against Drew Brees in the championship game, in the playoff game. and read the quarterback, broke on the football, made the interception. You know what? As an old linebacker, those two guys are fun to watch, and that defense seems to be playing better and better each week. And I kind of like Tampa Bay and the old guy.
Yeah.
And the old guy.
I should say old guy, senior citizen. All right? You were one of my favorites because I was a big Penn State fan. And, you know, when we did like a 4-hour talk show in Dallas for Super Bowl, what was that one? When Green Bay won. Oh, boy. Anyhow, it was a who's who that we had on the air. And I remember talking, we had a runner, one of the guys that works here, used to be a bouncer, you didn't want to mess with him. I would say, hey, Sammy, go get that guy right there. He said, who is that? I said, that's Dave Robinson, go get him. And we had Dave Robinson on the air because I remember him playing at Penn State.
Right.
And he was a good guy. And it took a long time for him to get into the Hall of Fame because they didn't want 11 Green Bay Packers from the 60s on that team. Just like they don't want a bunch of more Steelers on the 70s team. And I still think, and maybe you can agree or disagree, that's why we have talk shows, I think, A, L.C. Greenwood should be a shoo-in. And you know what? I'd give a couple of votes to Andy Russell.
I could not agree with you more. The mere fact that I played behind LC for my entire career and knew what kind of player he was and how he played that defensive end position and his quickness, his agility, I mean, we kind of paired up very well together. And it was, you know, watching him, and I did write a letter, you know, about LC getting into the Hall of Fame, but that bias is out there, Bill, in the sense of Steelers from that era. You know, the whole thing up in the Hall of Fame is what are we going to do? We put the whole darn team in there, and maybe we should, but there's always going to be someone left out. LC and Andy Russell, no question about it. And Andy taught me more when I first came in the league how to play linebacker here in Pittsburgh than any other coach that I have ever had. So you mentioned two guys who I think really deserve to be in there.
Well, every time I talk to Joe Green, I always surprise him on his birthday. He still don't know who I am, I don't think, but that's old age, you know, a few hits to the head, whatever. And I would ask Joe about LC because I used to see LC all the time. He'd come and visit his good friend Jimmy McDonald, a minority business partner, and we'd always meet on Fridays at it used to be called the Marriott, I don't know what they call it now, Holiday Inn, whatever. And LC, I had him present me when I was inducted into the Pennsylvania Hall of Fame. And, you know, he's the one that kept putting his finger to his throat because I went longer than my 7 minutes. I think I'm still waiting to finish my speech, how I came from Italy to here. But but Joe Green would say, you know what? LC made everybody around him a better football player. And I hear that from everybody.
Well, you know, it was a pleasure for me to play behind, you know, Joe Green to my right as defensive tackle and LC right in front of me. And to see how those guys played and how they complemented each other out there. With Joe being much more physical, LC much more finesse, and big offensive tackles like Bob Brown for the Oakland Raiders, who would go up against LC in a lot of key games, a lot of big AFC championship games, and how LC was using his quickness against him. Those long arms, he made more plays where people thought he was blocked, but he ended up making the play because he had that long reach as well. And like I said, you know, I know I'm sure I'm biased being a Pittsburgh Steeler, but to play behind a guy like that, to see day in and day out what LC did is, I couldn't agree with you more that he just so deserves to be in that Hall of Fame.
By the way, I'm looking at your Jack Ham rookie card, 1973. You look like you're like 14 years old. Couldn't you grow a mustache or a beard?
Why are we going backwards here, Bill? Why are we going backwards? Let's move forward.
Okay, let's go backwards and move forward. You've played in all 4 Super Bowls, right?
Well, no, I got hurt the fourth one. I got hurt. I dislocated my foot.
Okay.
In the regular season game against the Oilers, and I did not play in the fourth one.
Well,
I did not play.
But you knew that Jack Youngblood played with a broken leg in that Super Bowl 14.
Yes, I remember. Jack Youngblood's a really good friend of mine. Yes, and I think it's a non-weight-bearing bone that he played in that game. But yes, I do know that.
Today's athletes wouldn't do that, Jack. You know, they're not made. They're not made like you guys. You know.
Well, you know what? Maybe a little old school there with Drew Brees, who had a collapsed lung and a couple cracked ribs.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And all of a sudden he comes back, and you got a collapsed lung. I think I'll be out about a year.
Yeah.
So you got to give some of those guys, some of those guys are still a little bit old school.
Okay.
So,
Tell me about a special moment or two for Super Bowl experience, whether it's be the first one, Super Bowl IX, or the other three. Give me your best moment.
Well, my best moment is the first one because that was the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you all know, Bill, that they just had a reputation of being a tough team, but they would lose games all the time, either in the third or fourth quarter. And that year to go down and win that Super Bowl against the Minnesota Vikings, and especially for Art Rooney Sr., who, the founder of this football franchise here in Pittsburgh, and for him finally to get that Lombardi Trophy. And I can remember, every guy in that locker room, and then in Tulane Stadium locker room after that game with Pete Rozelle, gave him the Lombardi Trophy, and in typical Art Rooney fashion, he just said, thank you.
Yeah.
And to a man, I think all of us, that first one is very, very special because it is the first one, but also because it got Pittsburgh Steelers and Art Rooney, over the hump of finally winning a championship here. And that is by far the highlight of all the Super Bowls that I played in.
Yeah, I remember all the hype during the week. Purple people eaters, this and that. Fran Tarkenton, this and that. Give me a break. Who was the running back that gained, a half a yard? Foreman, was that his name?
Yeah, Chuck Foreman is a great player, really great player.
You guys crushed him.
It surprised me. We got all these smart coaches in the National Football League. Bud Grant, who was well-renowned head coach for the Minnesota Vikings. We ran that stunt 4-3 with Joe Green turned in that gap between the center and guard. And Minnesota tried to run the football inside against Joe and Ernie Holmes. And I think I had one tackle on Chuck Foreman because he bounced to the outside, and I was on the outside and made a tackle. But they tried to run inside. I think they got about 15 yards the entire game. Yeah. I could never understand any kind of a game plan to try to run against the strength of our defense, where that stunt 4-3 is the strongest inside like that against their offensive line, which Joe and Ernie probably outweighed by about 30 or 40 pounds. Nick Tinglehoof and a couple other guys in there could not handle them physically. And it was just, it was a game that I didn't do much. And that's like I said, the great part about it is Art Rooney gets the Lombardi Trophy. But you want to make some plays out there, and I think I made 1 or 2 tackles the entire game.
Yeah, wasn't it Mel Blount that hit one of their wide receivers and sent him to outer space?
No, that was Glenn Edwards.
Glenn Edwards. Pine could hit too, yeah.
Oh, Pine could hit. And that play today, he would not even get a paycheck the entire year. They'd fine him. Yeah. They would fine him so much money because he hit John Gilliam. Right under the chin. And that ball popped up in the air, and Mel Blount ends up intercepting the ball in the end zone. But, that was, like I said, I couldn't understand a game plan, trying to figure that out after the game why they try to run the football against us that way.
Well, yeah. Was that hit by Glenn Edwards bigger or just as big as the one that Donnie Shell laid on Campbell in Houston? Well,
the one play is during the regular season game against Campbell, which that's my biggest regret in pro football. I had to play against him 3 times in 1 year. And some teams out there maybe get him 1 time in his career, and Earl Campbell was as good a football player as I've ever seen. But Donnie was in the regular season. When you make plays like in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, when the game is on the line, those kind of plays, those are special moments. So the Glenn Edwards hit, I think I will always remember that. I wasn't even that close to it because I was out in a flat area, but you could hear that down in Tulane Stadium when he hit Gillum.
Okay, I know they probably don't have any sad moments or moments you would forget about during the Super Bowl because you won all 4 you played in. How about maybe a moment that you feel that, gee, what happened in the postseason? Is it the Larry Seipel punt? Is it going to Oakland without Rocky and Franco? Talk to me.
Well, you know what? It's probably the boy. You bring up some real. You're picking at a scab here right now. The Larry Seipel thing. I had closure on that until you brought it up.
I'm sorry. I'm doing my job though.
But you know what? I think the going out to Oakland without our 2 running backs, because I tell you what, that football team. Our defense was still playing at a great high level, and our offense was now starting to come into its own. And we went down to Baltimore, and that's the game where I think the airplane got ran into the stadium. And we had with our wide receivers, Frank Lewis was Swanee and Stallworth and Jimmy Smith. We had outstanding wide receivers as well. And I just think, somewhere along the lines, your offense and defense peaks in that one special year, and that's when we're trying to get after our third Super Bowl in a row. And that really, to this day, bothers me in a sense. But, injuries are part of it. Those things happen. It just so happened we're winning a game. I think we won it like 40-15 or something down there against Baltimore, and they were a good football team. But that team right there might have been our best football team ever, and we did not win the championship.
I remember sitting on an airplane with Mr. Rooney because we could do that a long time ago. Today, media really doesn't travel with the team, and he would always talk about good teams. He felt the 76 team was a great team, but they never won the Super Bowl, so...
Yeah, but you know what? Because the first two Super Bowls, the defensive was really our strength, and we just did enough offensively. In the last two Super Bowls, our defense was getting a little bit, older and not as dominant, and we're scoring points like crazy as well. So I can always remember, I think my fourth Super Bowl, and we were in Cleveland playing in one regular season game, and I think we beat Cleveland like 50-38 or something like that in Cleveland. And at the end of the game, Bradshaw throws another touchdown pass to put the game on ice with about a minute to go. And Bradshaw came off that field at Cleveland Stadium up to the defense, which was ready to go back on the field. And he said, "Do you think you can hold them now?" And I thought Joe Green and Ernie Holmes were going to just kill him right there at Cleveland Stadium. And but it was a point where, now you're scoring 50 and the other team is scoring 35 or 38 on us. And you kind of knew our defense, unfortunately, wasn't working as well as it did 4 or 5 years earlier.
Yeah. Boy, I was there the day that Turkey Joe Jones stuffed Bradshaw's head in the ground. And I thought Bradshaw was dead. And I'm working. You remember that, don't you?
Oh, guys, that's the year we started off 1-4.
And you had 5 shutouts. Yeah, that was a great team. And I was I think I was the only Pittsburgh reporter in the Cleveland locker room, and I had my mic in front of his face, which I always try to do with my interviews. That's why I wore elbow pads to the Super Bowls, because TV guys would say, "Well, I'm with the ESPN," and I'd give them a little hit to the ribs. And I said to Turkey Joe Jones, I said, "You really hurt Bradshaw. Were you concerned?" He goes, "No, because God will take care of Terry." And I'm there, okay. God will take care of Terry. Well, who in the hell took care of Terry when he's laying there dead? You stuffed him like a screwdriver then.
Yeah, he was 6'3", now he's about 6'1".
Yeah. Final question. When I look at the size of these guys today, could you, Russell, and Lambert play today? Because you guys right now look like punters.
Yeah, but if we were playing today with all the nutrition and all the training, I played at 225. I'd probably play around 240. Mm-hmm. And same thing with Lambert in the middle as well. And but also today's game is where it's going. It's almost like college football now, Bill, with the RPOs and the quarterback part of the running game as well. You got to have active linebackers on the outside. And this Sunday, like I said, talk about the Tampa Bay linebackers out there. They're not big guys out there. They're probably 235, 240 maybe, and they can run. So you got to be very, very mobile out there as a linebacker, because you can throw the football so much. You can't be a liability in the passing game. So, if you're an edge rusher, that's one thing. You might be getting much bigger. But for the most part, I think we would adapt to the time of today as well. So.
Well, Jack, thank you for joining us. Jack Ham, part of that linebacker university out of Penn State. So many great ones have come out of there, and he's certainly one of the all-time great Pittsburgh Steelers, and he was part of that Steel Curtain. Hey, down the road we'll talk again, because we carry Ohio State football. So I'm going to have you on when Penn State plays Ohio State, and I'm going to make some people mad.
Oh, God. Hey, listen, I want to come on the show, but I know you have your Ohio State affiliate down there.
Yeah. Did you beat them when you were in Penn State?
We did not. We weren't in the Big Ten when I was at Penn State. We were independent.
Okay.
And so we never played Ohio State.
All right. Well, we'll talk later down the road and stir it up. Thank you, man.
You got it, Bill. Take care.
Bye-bye. One of the all-time greats, folks. One of the all-time greats. Took me a while to get him on. He says he's got this old phone and he didn't get some of my messages. And I said, Jack, I know you're worth a lot of money. Buy a new phone. Okay, whatever. But he called late last night, apologized. I said, you don't have to apologize to me, man. Just come on the air and let's have some fun. And there's some good stories there. I thought his rookie card would be worth a lot more. You know what, Lola, during the break, I'm going to see what a Matthew Stafford rookie card's worth. How's that? Yeah. Lola says, let's take a break. One of Lola's favorite guests is coming up, Jim Wexell. And we'll pick his brain about, I think he's been to 3 or 4 Super Bowls, all right? As we continue our Super Bowl coverage with Super Bowl guests from the past. I'm Bill DeFabio, across the way, Lola Miller. Hopefully you know who you are, or you're like me. It's going to be big trouble down the road.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
Millions plan for retirement online. Estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, and manage your benefits all from the comfort of your home. And give yourself the freedom to do what you want offline. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Celebrate the 55th edition of the big game with exclusive 55-1 odds on FanDuel Sportsbook. And if you've never tried FanDuel before, new users can bet on either team and get 55-1 odds. Now, FanDuel has all kinds of ways for you to win. They've got a wide range of options, big super boosts every weekend, odds boosts and specials all the time. Your withdrawals come very quickly, and it's easy to register, deposit, and easy to find your bet. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use promo code Monroe to get started. FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Monroe. Brother Biff is betting on Kansas City. He says it'll be a close game, but he's predicting KC to win if you want to get a little suggestion from Brother Biff. So download the app and get started. You must be 21 or older, present in Pennsylvania or West Virginia. New users only. Must wager on designated boost markets. Deposit required. Maximum bonus $275. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-GAMBLER.net.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it. Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing.
With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
This is Wheeling Fire Chief Larry Helms, reminding everyone about the seriousness of this COVID-19 in our region during these colder weather months. This virus is spreading rapidly and could put a strain on our hospitals and emergency services. I am asking everyone to please wear a mask. It's important to make sure your mask covers your nose and your mouth at all times. Wearing a mask is one of the only defensive tactics we have to slow this virus down. Remember, wear a mask, stay apart, and wash your hands.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. Hospitalizations in West Virginia due to COVID-19 are now below 400 patients for the first time since mid-November. Today's numbers from the DHHR put hospitalizations at 396. Active COVID cases are down again as well, dropping below 19,000. Read more at WVMetroNews.com. Vaccine clinics underway across the state as all 55 counties will have one by the end of this weekend for those over the age of 65. Clinics today in Braxton, Cabell, Calhoun, Grant, Greenbrier, Hampshire, Harrison, Jackson, Jefferson, Logan, Mason, Mineral, Monroe, Ohio, Pendleton, Pleasance, Pocahontas, Preston, Raleigh, Ritchie, Summers, and Wood counties, and all of those appointments at each clinic have been filled from wait lists of those who have pre-registered at vaccinate.wv.gov. Still a lot of unanswered questions about how the ongoing pandemic will impact the 60-day legislative session. House Speaker Roger Hanshaw says the daily change in the virus could impact lawmakers day to day.
The House will convene next Wednesday, but just so everyone knows, we will be making sort of a game day decision each day and each week about what kind of access.
And the governor will still deliver his State of the State address next Wednesday night. A body found in the Ohio River near Greenup, Kentucky this week is that of a missing South Charleston man. Kentucky State Police identified that body pulled from the river as 71-year-old Gordon Massey, who'd been missing since December 3rd. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Work expected to be done later this year to repair a railroad bridge between Cass and Durban for the Scenic Railroad.
It'll be the connection back between Cass and Durban, and now that the same operator operates the Cass line up on the mountain to Bald Knob and Whitaker, and they also operate the Durban line, it gives them a connection to open more packages.
Cindy Butler there with the State Rail Authority, who said work's underway on the project to repair the bridge that was knocked out by the 1985 flood. Read more at WVMetroNews.com. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. West Virginia, in many ways, is a diverse state, often with different issues, challenges, and successes depending on where you live. But we're also a small state, and we're all connected by being West Virginians. Every day from 10:06 till noon, I talk about and provide insight into the events that shape who we are. My approach is tough but fair, and we may disagree, but together we'll stay abreast of what's going on in our great state. The successes, the hardships, the challenges, and of course the politics that contribute to making us who we are. So join me weekdays, 10:06 till noon for Metro News Talk Line.
How do you top that interview with Jack Ham, one of the best linebackers of all time? How about this? How about if we welcome one of the best football writers of all time? You like that introduction, Jim?
Hey, you know what? It's a great introduction, but the listeners are saying, no, thank you, goodbye.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Hey, Lola picked the song. Did you like it?
I love the first line of that is one of the greatest lines to define romance. Be on my side, I'll be on your side.
Wow.
You know, it's the simplest line. People don't get it.
Yeah, well, I just got it. I never thought of it.
Side, or I'm going to take you down to the river and blow you away.
You want to say hello to Lola? She's feeling good because she thinks Matt Stafford made a good move.
Oh, hi, Lola. Are you worried more about Stafford or the poor Lions?
Lola?
I was really torn. I really like watching Matt play, and and I want the Lions to do well, but that just is like, I've been a Lions fan for so long that I'm just used to the disappointment. So, it's with so many people living in alternate realities these days, my Super Bowl is the Lions against the Browns. That's that's where I'm at this year.
Well, so you're saying we reelect Trump and then the Lions and Browns play in the Super Bowl?
Oh, wait a minute. Let's back up a bit on that one. But
I thought you said alternate reality. You make stuff up.
There's just so many out there. It's just amazing. Yeah. So
yeah.
But that's the closest I'm going to. My nephew gave me a Lions piggy bank several years ago, a lot of years ago now, and he said, "Okay, Aunt Lo, this is what you do. You put all your change in there, and by the time it's full, you'll have enough to go see the Lions in the Super Bowl." Well, I've had to expand this piggy bank I don't know how many times, Oh, it's just...
Your piggy bank is so big, you could actually afford a ticket to the game.
Yes, by the time they finally get there, I'll be able to get taken there in a limo and the whole thing,
Yeah. Aren't the Lions playing the Steelers this year at Heinz Field?
Yeah.
Wow, your Lions and your Tigers are going to be in Pittsburgh. You excited?
Yeah. I finally get to see them.
Okay.
That's...
All right,
Without
Jim.
Matt Stafford, right.
Well, we'll see how this newest little guy does.
Jim, we've been talking about good memories, bad memories involving Super Bowls. You've been to what, 3 with the Steelers?
I've been to 4.
4? Okay. A moving moment, a great moment you'll always remember. I'll tell you mine. There was a lot of great moments, but I remember being in Detroit for Super Bowl, what was that, 40? Was it XL?
Yes.
Was Seattle? They're introducing the players. Running out is Jerome Bettis by himself, and nobody was following him. And he's looking over his shoulder like, where are my teammates? I thought that was a cool moment.
Yeah. I saw James Harrison's return.
Yeah, that's another, yeah.
It's the greatest play in football history, so I saw it, so that'll be my great moment.
Is he still running?
Wow, that play was something else. Something else. There was one guy who didn't give an effort. You read my book. Who was that guy?
I don't know.
Troy Polamalu.
Oh, that's right.
That's what Ryan Clark says. Wow. Troy was in the other corner, and Troy did run over and make a block behind Harrison. The way Ryan put it in the book was just beautiful. The greatest effort play, the greatest team rallying effort play, and there was one guy who did not give any effort, said Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark, he's doing pretty well on TV, isn't he?
He's really good.
Yeah.
He, in my opinion, and I don't want to put anyone else down, everybody helped with that book, the Polamalu book that I put out in November. Ryan Clark was very astute. My editor wrote back and said, Ryan Clark's your best guy here.
Wow.
And if you saw how I set it up. It's an oral history, so everybody who spoke stood out with a bold face and a colon. So that they advanced the story. The people advanced the story. An oral history. And Ryan was so astute, so insightful, so sharp. I know he was always good in the locker room, but I don't remember him being this good and as good as he is on TV now. Yeah.
He'll take his shots, too. Doesn't matter if he's an ex-Steeler or whatever.
He took his shots at me while he was practicing. He would be yelling out, "Let's see Jim Wetzel do that." After I had ripped him or something. I remember when Troy was hurt, he used to put the stats of the team and the pass defense without Troy. Little did I know Ryan was reading all of it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy.
That's how it went. But Ryan was a very good player in his own right. So
he was always a good go-to guy after a loss, too, because he told the truth. He didn't keep anything behind. Hey, this is the way I see it. And I always thought this guy's going to be good. after football in a broadcast booth somewhere.
Yeah, well, I was just glad he returned my interview request. We had our ups and downs, but in the end, he grew to respect me. He used to call the writers turds.
Yeah, you're right.
And he said, Jim, he sidled up to me on the sideline one day. He goes, Jim, I've come to the conclusion that you're not a turd. You're just honest.
He called radio guys worse than that, believe me.
And then he goes, we were watching, it was a break in Steeler practice, and we were watching pit practice, and rarely were both teams out in that South Side practice facility at the same time, but they were. And Tomlin was always funny. He'd make some cracks to some of the guys, and he was always a good. He really motivated those pit kids. What you can be, what you need to do to get on this side of the field, and things like that. And Ryan said, look at those guys. He pointed to one particularly muscle-bound pit player. He goes, see that guy? The LSU practice field has 100 of him. He goes, Pitt here has 1 or 2.
Wow.
Because that's the difference between here and the SEC.
Wow.
So,
yeah. That's pretty cool. That's good stuff. When I got to know him, we was joke around with each other and everything. One day he walked in with these sunglasses. I'm thinking, he looks like David Ruffin, formerly the Temptations. And when I told him that, he said, I love the Temps. And he started to sing one of their songs.
Nice.
How cool is that?
Well, the Temptations, they go beyond genres. They go beyond time.
Yeah.
They're timeless. They're going to become more respected as time goes on and their music stands up. Yeah. You put some of that stuff on now. Papa Was a Rolling Stone, Ball of Confusion, beyond their massive hits. Yeah. Some of that other stuff. It should be playing on the radio today, on the modern station.
Yeah, you're right.
It's timeless. It's just great stuff. It's fantastic.
I sent a letter to their owner with Motown suggesting Lola for my girl. Did you know that?
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
She is my girl. But the Temptations.
What does she say about that?
You'll notice I'm sitting here very quietly today.
Oh, man.
He looks good with a fishing pole.
Yeah. Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you're always fishing.
Yeah, well, see if I bring you breakfast anymore.
No, that's true. He did, Jim. He brought me.
Wow.
Yes, and it was still hot.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it was McDonald's, but
well, it was 2 for 1. I got one.
You don't have to tell that part.
Okay. Well, yes, I do because I have alligator arms sometimes.
But it was,
he doesn't want people to know he's nice.
I know. Yes, that's part of it.
So much for being his girl, huh, Lola?
Yeah.
Wow.
Then when we're outside, sometimes when I'm with Lola, I wish it would rain. Okay, no, that was awful too. Okay. Hey, let's talk about the big game Sunday. Who do you like and why?
I like Tampa, actually. I'm in the middle of writing a column about you kids out there. Don't bet. I don't know if you guys have sports betting advertisements on your station.
We do. FanDuel, yep.
Yeah. So I better watch what I say, but I'm very nervous about this. I think kids are thinking it's too easy, and some of the ads they get guys in Pittsburgh, who are very earnest and believable, and they are believable because they're honest guys. Some of the guys in me. I'm thinking of Joe Starkey, for instance.
Yeah.
You really like Joe. He'll tell it like it is. He's honest. Well, they got him saying, talking about the virtues of sports gambling, and I spent a lifetime doing it.
Yeah,
it's not funny.
You and Dale Lawley, right?
Oh, come on.
Doesn't he bet a few dinners?
Really,
does he bet a few dinners on games?
I don't. I'm not going to speak for somebody else, but I handicap games. I learned how to do it. I immersed it into it, and it's the best you can hope for is to grind out your profits with discipline and money management.
Mm-hmm.
And you put a lot of time into it, and you grind out your profits. But if I would have put all that time into, say, becoming a dentist, I wouldn't be grinding. Well, I'd be grinding other people's teeth, but I'd be making huge profits.
Yeah.
I would have put my time where it really pays off. We get too much allure into making money on football and staring at the TV and the adrenaline rush. And, so the second half of my column is predicting the winner of the game. So, I really don't do it anymore, but rarely. I like Tampa so much in this one, I may throw a little bit on it. But even if it's, for instance, and the point I'm trying to make, I handicapped this game. I put time into it. I've had years of experience of knowing what I like in the numbers. And I would say Tampa Bay, because they have a better line of scrimmage number, a better pass defense number, and a better scoring efficiency number. Those are the three things I look for. There's a lot that goes into those numbers. They're better in all three, and they're getting points. So, and everyone in the sports media is saying Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. So all those factors make it, I would say, a 70% play. So do you know what 70% means? It means there's a 30% chance I lose. That's a third. That's high. So there are no gimmies, even though I look at this and I like everything about Tampa Bay, everything, especially when I went into it thinking that Kansas City was the play. And I like to be surprised by my numbers. That's when I feel like I have a winner. But it's still a 30% chance, and that's at best. It's a 70% winner, which means it's a 30% loser. And so, I hate to hear all these ads luring kids into this, especially there's so many sports-minded kids out there, and they think it's going to be easy money. And like when I got started, I was 12 years old. A Super Bowl pool between Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins. Everybody in the house put their money on Miami, and I was the only one that took Dallas and Dwayne Thomas, and I scored it all. I won it all, the whole thing. And I thought, wow, this is easy. And so I got into sports gambling because of a winner. And, there were some real down times. I never lost the house, never lost my marriage, but I don't recommend it because the best you can eventually become is a professional grinder who puts a ton of time in for negligible profits when you could put your life's work into something more that serves the world better and makes you more money. So that's my spiel.
I got a problem with the Kansas City offensive line.
After all that philosophy, you tell me about the KCO line.
Yeah, well, you didn't mention it, so I thought I would. Aren't you concerned with that pretty good Tampa Bay defense,
Yeah, here's the thing. I couldn't tell you 5 players in this game. That's how little I've watched football, but that's how much I trust these numbers. They can say stats lie, but that's when you have an agenda. That's when you're trying to use stats to make your case. Yeah. I came into this thinking that Kansas City was the team, and my numbers are just, I just want to reveal truth. And so if if Kansas City's O-line is banged up, at the same time, even with healthy, in the games I use, these are common opponents. In the Super Bowl, I use common opponents, and these teams play each other's divisions. They played each other during the regular season.
Yeah.
And so Tampa Bay has the better line of scrimmage numbers, and now you tell me there's more injuries for Kansas City? So, that's just another plus in the Tampa Bay column, in my opinion.
High-scoring game or low-scoring?
Well, let's see. This is kind of split. I would lean to a slight lean to the over, whatever it is. I have some numbers that I look at that are pretty good, but it's kind of split. The defenses are not bad. And I tell you, Kansas City's offense, they're not as efficient as we would all assume. Tampa Bay's yards per point. That's a stat I look at. It includes red zone, it includes special teams, it includes it's just an general efficiency number. And Kansas City isn't as good as I had expected in that efficiency number. So this is also complicated to talk about in a radio interview, but I wanted to give my spiel about sports gambling. I'm getting nervous. All these ads, they're so persuasive. Yeah. They really are. Yeah. They really are.
Hey, you can win $500. You can win $1,000. Oh, whatever.
Well, I guess they give you a $500 bet to start.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's going to lure a lot of people in, but you get hooked on that adrenaline.
Yeah.
And it becomes, I wrote in my column about the first date I took my wife out on. I kept sneaking into the bar to see the TV to check Georgetown's basketball score in 1984. This was the first date, and we lasted 36 years. So, she's a saint. But all that stuff, all those games I watched intently, focused, with a couple of other, bird rails, like they called the horse racing people. Just gamblers who kind of admired my handicapping tenacity. I don't even want to say ability. Okay. But I worked hard at it, and I look at all the life I missed. Who knows what kind of opportunities were around me because I was staring at the TV the whole time.
Okay. Well, we got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to have you talk about your book, where to get it, and how book sales are coming. So take it away, Jim.
Well, book sales are great. It's all online, and we're getting it into independent stores now. The chains, I'm trying to get it into million books, or books a million. I haven't heard back yet. I sent them a book, and they asked for a book. And so I feel good about that, but Barnes & Noble is not being helpful, but independent stores. But what I wanted to tell you is the Ohio County Public Library, and I have just made a agreement to appear online at a Zoom conference call at their lunch, Books with Lunch, Lunch with Books.
What is it, Lunch with Books, Lola? Yeah, Lunch with Books.
Yeah, and that's June 1st. So hopefully, Billy, you'll have me on May 31st, and we can hype that event a little bit because hopefully COVID will be over and it'll be a live event.
Yeah.
But for now, it's a Zoom conference call, and we're going to talk about the book, take questions, and sell the book and things. But it's Troy Polamalu's biography. It's really good. Yeah. I really like it. Troy Polamalu's wife called me and said, thank me for the donation we made to the Polamalu Fund. All the customers that ordered up my site and put 20% back to Troy, so we sent him a $10,000 check. That's all Steeler fans did that. And I sent a book, and Theodora called me to say that it was a great gesture, but she wants to read the book, but their 12-year-old son, Paisios, has commandeered it and won't let anyone else read it. And I'm just thinking about all these things that Troy never, out of his humility, never told his kid, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And he's reading about him. That touchdown, that Flacco pick in the AFC Championship game that sent him to the Super Bowl in 2008, when he pointed into the stands, if you look at the replay, he points into the stands. Well, I find out later from Aunt Shelley that he was pointing at Paisios, who was an infant. It was his first game.
Wow.
And he pointed up to him. So Paisios probably does not know this. He's 12 years old, and he's reading this in the book. I get chills just thinking about a 12-year-old reading this and coming across all these great stories about Troy. He's such a magnificent character that, and he's so humble that I know the boy has never heard this stuff. And so all boys should be reading this book.
Jim, we're tight for time. At top of the hour, I make this guarantee to you on the radio. If in June the library allows people and you're going to be there, we're going to try and broadcast live. How's that?
Oh, that would be incredible, Bill.
Okay.
That would be incredible.
I think upper management would like that idea because it's community-minded, Well,
that'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I will.
All right.
And you kids out there, don't bet too much money on it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Jim. Jim Wexell.
Take care, Bill. See you, Lola.
Bye, Jim.
From Jack Ham to Jim Wexell, what's next? Greg Brown. He's covered 4 Super Bowls. Well, he worked 4 Super Bowls. We'll be right back.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Anything or any country it's about, it's dangerous. Green's statement today on the floor comes as Democrats will take a vote on whether to hold Green accountable. Green has also supported statements to kill politicians, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and claims that mass shootings at Sandy Hook and Parkland were false flag events. ABC's Rachel Scott also says another Republican avoided removal from her own colleagues in a vote.
Another Congresswoman, Liz Cheney, was also under fire, not for pushing baseless conspiracy theories, but over her vote to impeach former President Donald Trump. Some Republicans were calling for her to be removed from party leadership, but Republicans overwhelmingly decided against it.
Next week, the impeachment trial against former President Trump will begin in the Senate. The former president is accused of inciting an insurrection from the January 6th Capitol siege, led by a mob of Trump supporters. It will take 17 Republicans to vote along with Democrats for a conviction. Today, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called on lawmakers to listen to the evidence.
We'll see. We'll see if it's going to be a Senate of courage or cowardice.
President Biden will visit the State Department today, where he is expected to detail his foreign policy and also recommit to allies. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan today at the White House briefing also confirming that the president will announce a presidential memo to protect LGBTQ rights for individuals worldwide. You're listening to ABC News.
Hello, my friend. Pat Boone here. If you have an IRA or a 401k, would you please listen up? The folks at Swiss America are reporting that their clients' retirement plans are doing great. Some of their customers have lost their jobs or have an old retirement plan from an ex-employer, but they've been able to upgrade their retirement plan into physical gold. And now is the time to take action because gold is on the move. And retirement plan transfers this year are the highest level in over a decade. Why don't you call the folks at Swiss America, 800-289-2646, 800-289-2646, or reach them online at SwissAmerica.com. Find out how simple it is to upgrade your retirement plan to physical gold. I've been singing the merits of Swiss America now for 20 years, and that number again is 800-289-2646. Don't forget to tell them Pat Boone gave you the number, okay?
Mexico imposes restrictions at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Under President Trump, immigrants making application for asylum were told to wait in northern Mexico for their cases to come up. The goal was to dissuade illegal entry and to reduce the spread of coronavirus. Now, ABC News has confirmed that the Mexican government will no longer accept families turned away at the border. Federal officials say that could mean that certain immigrants are released into the U.S. under a bond or with an ankle monitor. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
The UK is looking at ways to possibly ease COVID lockdown.
The drop isn't dramatic, but case numbers, hospitalizations, and daily death toll numbers are slowly heading down. Nadeem Zahawi is the UK Minister for Vaccine Deployment.
When the vaccine protection really does begin to kick in, you're at the first week of March. And so that's when we will begin to, first of all, open schools and then begin a gradual reopening of the economy.
By then, the bulk of the elderly and vulnerable here will have received at least their first shot of vaccine. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Rennie Davis, a peace activist and one of the Chicago Seven, has died. Davis was tried for organizing an anti-Vietnam War protest outside the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Davis and 4 co-defendants were convicted of conspiracy, but a federal appeals court later overturned those convictions. Rennie Davis was 80 years old. This is ABC News.
What's in store this week at Staples?
Everything you need for a totally productive workspace.
Staples has the technology, supplies, and furniture you need to upgrade your workspace at amazing prices.
Like right now, select chairs are 40% off.
Plus, when you buy any office chair, get 25% off all desks, file cabinets, chair mats, bookcases, and lighting purchases.
Shop in store or pick up curbside.
Upgrade your workspace and save at Staples. See staplesconnect.com for details.
Ends 2/27/21. In-store only while supplies last. Curbside available at most stores.
I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
Get ready to celebrate the 55th edition of the big game with exclusive 55-1 odds on FanDuel Sportsbook. And if you've never tried FanDuel before, new users can bet on either team and get 55-1 odds when the Chiefs take on the Buccaneers. That's right, you can bet 5 and win $275 if you pick the winner of the big game on February 7th. It's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes coming off a huge win last year in the big game, but who could ever bet against Tom Brady? I hate to say it, I can't bet against Tom Brady. I've been betting football on FanDuel all season long. It's easy to use, easy to register, easy to deposit, and easy to find your bets. Plus, fast withdrawals. When you win, FanDuel pays your winnings in as little as 24 hours. There's always odds boosts and specials as well. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code RICK to get started. That's the FanDuel Sportsbook promo code RICK. Must be 21 and over and present in PA and West Virginia. New users only. Must wager on designated boost market. Deposit required. Max bonus $275. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? In West Virginia, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug
This
disposal.
is Wheeling Fire Chief Larry Helms, reminding everyone about the seriousness of this COVID-19 in our region during these colder weather months. This virus is spreading rapidly and could put a strain on our hospitals and emergency services. I am asking everyone to please wear a mask. It's important to make sure your mask covers your nose and your mouth at all times. Wearing a mask is one of the only defensive tactics we have to slow this virus down. Remember, wear a mask, stay apart, and wash
Does
your
your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. Weather look at your local weather forecast for your Thursday. A mix of clouds and sunshine through a good portion of the day. Temperatures in the lower 40s for daytime highs, falling back to about 31 for the overnight low. Back into the mid to upper 30s for daytime highs under mostly cloudy skies for your Friday. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, The Watchdog.
Lola, I think I'm losing my mind. What do you think?
Now, that's like a Mr. Obvious question.
Oh. Instead of heading for Wheeling today, I realize I'm closer to the Meadows going to Pittsburgh.
Again?
Yeah. So I turn around and then when I get near Claysville, I forgot one of my folders with some of my stuff in it, but that's okay. Now I just called Greg Brown and I got Jim Wexel. I called Wexel's number and say, Greg, you ready? Greg, you ready? Jim said, Bill, it's Wexel. Oh, okay. Hey, Greg, are you losing your mind?
Well, I'd say, by comparison, no.
Oh, yeah. You know what I was going to say? We've been hitting home runs all day. We started with Jack Ham, Jim Wexel, and we're going to close it out with Greg Brown. So, Greg,
wow.
We're talking about Super Bowl memories, and I know we've talked about this in the past, but you're one of the few to work 4 Super Bowls in a row. And I know you're 0 for 4, which is bad in baseball and bad with Super Bowl coverage. But I'm sure you have some great memories whether on the field in a broadcast booth or maybe Super Bowl week. You want to share one or two with me?
Well, first of all, Bill, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but for a long time I had to endure the criticism. The Bills were the butt of jokes for a long time after losing 4 straight Super Bowls, to the point where people were suggesting that the Buffalo area code should be changed to 044.
Ooh.
And that they should change the spelling of the name Bills so it would include 4 L's. Those are just a couple of doozies.
Hey.
0 for 4. But anyway, no, I mean, they were all great. One memory that stands out for me, by the way, was I wasn't even at the Super Bowl yet. It was the I guess it would have been 1989 divisional playoffs. If the Bills defeat the Browns in Cleveland, they go play Denver in Denver for the AFC Championship game. And that was my first kind of NFL assignment up in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. I was a reporter for our WGR radio. We were carrying the pre- and post-game show at the time for the Bills. And, you can imagine the excitement because the Bills had been basically non-factors forever. And here I was kind of thrust into this thing. And all of a sudden, here I am on the sidelines. To this day, I cannot believe they allowed, first of all, anyone that wasn't affiliated with the National Football League, let alone not even a flagship station, basically a kind of a field radio reporter for the team that carried the pre- and post-game show. I remember standing on the, like a 2x4, because the ground was so bad, wet and muddy and cold, that they had surrounded the field essentially with plywood all over the place. And I remember standing there, and my gosh, if I took 3 steps, I would have been actually in the end zone. The Bills are trailing the Browns by like 4 points. It was 34-30, and it was frenzied. It was kind of going back and forth. And this was kind of the coming out party for Jim Kelly. Kelly had been, of course, in the UFSL, and had really not endeared himself to the Buffalo Bills fans because of the way he ended up going to. He might have even said, this is not a direct quote, about not wanting to go to Buffalo. It's too cold there, that kind of thing. So he played for the Texas team, the Gamblers, I think it was.
Houston Gamblers.
Houston Gamblers. So anyway, here I am in the end, almost in the end zone, and the Bills are trailing by 4 points with about maybe a minute and a half left. This was actually this is where the no-huddle offense was born, in terms of not that it didn't exist in the NFL, but in terms of Buffalo Bills lore. Because, they, from the first Super Bowl run they had, that's when they really took over that no-huddle offense, and they became known for that. But so basically the game is in the hands of Jim Kelly, and he's marching down the field with no timeouts, and I'm watching it, from afar as the team starts coming toward our end zone, and the place is just bedlam. This is old Cleveland Stadium. Had you ever been there, Bill?
Many times.
Okay, so when they filled that place, that dog pound, I don't know how, it must have seated 85,000 people. It was absolutely right on the lake there, just an enormous crowd. You couldn't hear yourself think. And here comes Jim Kelly and the Bills down. It gets down to about maybe, 20 seconds. They get down to about I'll say the 13-yard line. The field goal's no good. They're down by 4 points. And it gets down to 4th down. And Kelly goes back to pass, and in the end zone, not directly next to me, but really more toward the other side of the sideline, Ronnie Harmon. Do you remember that?
Remember well, yeah.
Ronnie Harmon?
Yep.
He is wide open. And Kelly, a perfect pass. And I am watching this thing in real time, and I could see it as clear as day, as if it were yesterday. And the pass, it is, now by the time it reaches his fingertips, I'm almost in exact line with Ronnie Harmon, maybe 20 yards from him, but had a perfect angle to see this, and it drops into his hands and out of his hands, and that was it. And the place goes crazy. And I thought, for me, I had grown up an NFL fan. I told you before, the Chicago Bears as a kid in central Pennsylvania. Used to go to a lot of Steeler games when I came to Pittsburgh. And so I certainly experienced the NFL, but there was nothing like that. And that didn't even lead to the Super Bowl. It was the following year where the Bills really took off. And Marv Levy, the head coach at that time, and I still consider a friend of mine, he didn't unveil the no-huddle offense in its true form until the AFC Championship game at Rick Stadium in Buffalo against the LA Raiders. Wow. And all of a sudden, he just let Kelly go. It was like no holds barred. This is before the plays were being called into the helmet. Currently now, they all have microphones in the helmet. They're robots, these guys. All they do, they don't have to look at necessarily the defenses. Yeah, they can audible and so on. But basically, the call is made for them. Well, Kelly took over, and the Bills just blew away the LA Raiders at the time. 51-3 was the final score. That sent them to their first Super Bowl down in Tampa against the Giants. And, of course, the Bills lost that one by a point on the Scott Norwood missed field goal. That's as close as they would come. They basically got blown out the next three. But the whole experience of it was just phenomenal. Hard to believe that I was able to be a part of that.
Well, at least you got 3 AFC championship rings, right? Or 4.
4 AFC championships.
4, yeah. Yeah, okay.
So,
hey, you know what I remember about Cleveland Stadium?
What?
I went there 18, 19 times traveling with the Steelers.
Wow.
Well, I didn't want to travel with the Steelers. Yes, I did, on the bus, when they would take the bus instead of the airplane. I would always bring a paper bag with me for my gym bag, because with 5 minutes left, you were allowed to go on the field. And usually, on the field, you're right by the dog pound. Well, I knew they would throw dog biscuits at everybody. So I'm collecting dog biscuits, putting them in my bag for my dog.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Story?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, my God.
That's not stealing. I'm saving money. I don't have to buy dog biscuits.
I hope Lola is listening, because I hope she's taking notes for our show. We talked about that cartoon we're going to do with you. That's a must.
Yes.
That's going to be unbelievable.
That is.
Can you imagine Lola the cartoon?
Yes.
Of a bunch of fans throwing dog biscuits, and here's
little silly Billy.
What we're calling Little Billy.
Yeah.
Hey, I saved.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, dog biscuits. They were good too. I mean, I didn't eat them, but my dog liked it.
That is a classic. A paper bag for the dog biscuits.
Well, they're on the ground. Why waste them, right?
Oh,
I put them to good use, Greg.
Only you could think that far ahead.
And
Here's Bill. All these times at Cleveland Stadium, he's watching the Steeler game. He's reporting on it to a degree, but in his mind, he's thinking, "Let's look around here. What do I got? What can I get?"
Hey, they would bounce off my head, hit the ground, and win in the back. And when the schedule came out for next year, I made sure I circled when the Steelers were playing in Cleveland, because I was going to be there with a bigger paper bag.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
That's just absolutely totally classic.
Thank you very much.
That is unbelievable. I can just see you thinking in your mind as you're in the press box. You're just looking around. You're paying somewhat attention to the game.
Yeah.
But you're watching. Now you're saying, "Oh, wait a minute. What are they throwing down there?
Yeah.
Wait a second. They're throwing dog biscuits. Hey, there's something in this for me."
Yeah. No, for my dog.
Yeah, I know. But you're thinking, "Let's see. What can I gain out of this?" Oh, wait a minute. Okay, now I'm not going to. That dog biscuit doesn't do me any good personally, but I could gather those dog biscuits. Heck, that saves me a week to the pet store.
Yeah, or I could sell them to my neighbor who had a couple dogs. There you go.
I might be able to make money on the deal. Not only save money, I could make money.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I can't spell the word, but I'm a good one.
Yes, you are.
Hey, let's talk baseball for a quick second.
Yes, sir.
The Biden administration, I'm reading this word for word, the Biden administration reportedly urging MLB to delay the start of the regular season for 1 month so the players can get vaccinated. I think that's a great idea. But the union, and here we go again, the union isn't playing ball, and they rejected the 1 month of delay. Stay tuned. What do you think will happen?
Well, I think that's I don't mean this in a derogatory manner toward you. I just think that's kind of old news by now, because that apparently they reached out to the owners recently, and the owners apparently did not share that news with the players, and the players, from what I understand in that story, rejected any opportunity to talk to the Biden administration. They basically didn't want to hear it. So they've decided, and I understand both sides. On the one hand, Bill, it makes some sense. The only thing I say rhetorically to people that think that the players did the wrong thing here in not delaying everything by a month, there is absolutely no guarantee. Yeah, things might, you would assume, would be better in a month, but how much better? And then, let's say a month goes by, they delay the season, and still not everyone is vaccinated. And someone goes to the players and says, hey, wait another month, and then more guys will be vaccinated. Wait another month, and more. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good on the surface, perhaps, but I understand the players' point of view. Let's put it that way.
All right. And there's talk of a strike next year. You don't think that's going to happen, do you?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. Nobody knows the answer to that. They've gotten a bit contentious. I hope not. I hope that they've learned from the past. You do realize that baseball, Major League Baseball, of all the four major professional sports, has gone the longest of any of the four sports without a work stoppage.
I never knew that.
Isn't that amazing? That because you get the impression that baseball's got all kinds of issues, labor issues and problems. They've gone the longest of all the four. Hockey, basketball, and football have all had work stoppages since the last baseball work stoppage.
When was the last one? 94, right after the All-Star game in Pittsburgh?
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I hope not. Hey, Chris Archer, back home in Tampa, huh?
How about that?
Watch him have a great year.
Well, I tell you, it's going to be awfully interesting. If he does, it'll, I guess, kind of solidify the idea that whatever the Pirates were doing in the past was not working. I'm torn because, on the one hand, I'd like to see Archer rebound for his own sake. On the other hand, if he has a great year, then I think it is an indictment on that old administration, which I guess it's to the point where you have to constantly change and adapt, and maybe the old regime didn't do that, even though they did the great job of getting to the playoffs 3 straight years. Maybe this new fangled way of doing things actually is the way to go. Well, we'll find out. It'll be an interesting story. I was stunned that they were willing, because the recent surgery that Archer had, this thoracic outlet syndrome surgery, a nerve surgery, is no way is it a guarantee that the pitcher comes back from that. That's a major deal, and that's a big roll of the dice, I think, by the Tampa Bay Rays.
Have you watched that series by what's his name, Burns? He did like an 8 DVD package, baseball. I forget the name.
Well, that was done. That was baseball in the 9 innings, and he did that actually. That came out during the strike you talked about in 1994.
Yeah.
So I've seen that, and anytime it's on the MLB Network, I try and tune in, because he does such a phenomenal job with that. It's just so great to see that baseball history.
And then next Monday, Bob Costas is doing a feature on baseball announcers. Are you part of the Mel Allen company and everything?
No, I didn't know Mel Allen. Mel Allen was way before me, so he didn't. Bob Costas. Although I did do a Zoom book kickoff with Bob Costas about a month ago. Speaking of Buffalo, it had to do with the history of Buffalo minor leagues, and we had Bob Costas on to chat about minor league baseball and so on. But those are great. Those are great features. I've seen a couple of them. I think Garagiola. I think Bob Uecker. They really do a great job focusing in on some of the all-time iconic play-by-play guys. By the way, Bill, I know you don't have a lot of time, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about one of my favorite people who we lost a couple days ago, and that is Pirate left-hander Grant Jackson.
Yeah. When I heard that, Seems like every time I'm driving into the station, I hear this breaking news or whatever, and somebody has passed away. And Grant Jackson, I got to see him a lot in Washington because he and John Candelaria would be at the Sam's Club every Wednesday because that's when the fresh meats come in.
Oh, my God.
So I would go there to talk to them, and we would talk and talk and talk and talk. A lot of great stories. Some I can't mention on the air, but I remember Grant. I remember the Candy Man, and I got like great memories with both of them. So, but
I didn't realize that they were such great friends. I only read that recently. That Grant and Candy were really good buddies. I'd never realized that.
Yeah, well, I got along with almost everybody. I'm a get-along guy. You know what I mean?
I didn't say you were great friends.
Oh,
I
no.
said Grant and Candelaria were good buddies back in their playing days.
Yep. And,
No. I'm not suggesting you were good friends with any of them.
You know, I could be a bad friend to you if you want to play it that way.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That'll never happen.
Well, maybe it'll happen when you come down here and I give you your Clemente Wild Things shirt and you give me my bobblehead, which is now going on 2 years.
Oh, it's not 2 years. Come on.
Okay,
the
year and a half.
Bobblehead? Oh, my goodness. You can't count last year. That doesn't count.
All right, okay. By the way, I've looked at the Cleveland Browns schedule when the Steelers will visit them because I'll go back down to the dog pile.
And will you get some more dog biscuits?
Yeah, if they're throwing them at me.
When was the last time you were in Cleveland?
3 years ago.
And were they throwing the biscuits then?
Yeah, but I wasn't allowed on the field 5 minutes because now it's only 2 minutes. I don't know. But that's okay.
Are you allowed on the field now?
Well, when there are fans there, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, there you go. All right, yeah. We'll see. I'm looking forward to, spring training starts, pitchers and catchers reporting now in a couple of weeks. Our first broadcast is February the 27th. And the Pirates announced the other day that they are going to allow fans at Lecom Park. Now, limited capacity, 25%. So you're talking about, 2,500, maybe to 3,000 people. But, 2,000 is better than nothing.
Yeah.
So that will be a great start, I think, for us to start letting fans back in the stands. I can't wait for that.
Wait a minute. If you're going to be in spring training, how are you going to be on the show in February when you said that's probably a good time to be on the show?
Well, I'm not leaving for a couple of weeks yet.
Okay.
For Florida.
All right. You want to work on next Thursday?
We'll work on next Thursday as a possibility, yes.
All right. Yeah, it's always great. Now, last question, since we've been talking football with ex-Steelers and whatever who have Super Bowl experience, and now Greg Brown, been to 4 of them. Who do you like Sunday and why? You got a minute and a half.
I got a minute and a half. Well, I like Tampa Bay. I think that they are the underdog. I like Tom Brady. I think he is the greatest quarterback, in NFL history, on the basis of the wins, obviously. Somehow he finds a way. I think he'll find a way. To a degree, it's a home game for them. They're more comfortable. And I'm not sure how healthy Mahomes is. He just did pass the concussion protocol. So I guess my heart is rooting for Tampa. And by the way, somebody pointed out to me, now we probably only have 30 seconds left, but maybe something you can pick up on in the next segment when I'm gone. But I understand that Tampa Bay will now have hosted a championship game in all 4 sports in a year's time. Is that true?
Baseball, hockey, football. What's left?
Basketball?
I don't know.
Must be just the other sports.
Yeah, hockey, a Stanley
must be
Cup.
Hockey. They won the Stanley Cup. Baseball, they had the World Series.
Yeah, and now football, they got the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got a great idea. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes, I know that.
Collect dog bones and then give them to Lola for a Christmas gift.
Boy, you're something. I'll tell you. I don't know how you come up with this. How can you make money?
Yes. Hey.
That's what
do you get paid to be a broadcaster?
I do.
I get paid to try and pay my utility bills,
Okay.
And if I can save a couple bucks, instead of giving her a case of Bud Light for Christmas, I'll just give her a big box or bag of dog bones.
Well, why don't you think, because she likes the, and maybe, I don't know what kind of breed she has, if it's a small pup or whatever. No guarantee that the dog will like the dog biscuits, but you're guaranteed that she's going to like the Bud Light.
Absolutely.
So So find a way to get the free Bud Light rather than the dog.
I'm working on it. I got friends at Budweiser. Thanks for the idea. We got to go, Greg.
Bye, Greg.
Bye.
See you, Lola.
Yeah. All right. Always good talking with Greg Brown.
My buddy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Well, Jim Wexel's your buddy too, isn't he?
Absolutely.
How about Bill DeFabio?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you have to think about that for a second. Yeah, what was the problem with me collecting dog bones for my dog, Lola? You know?
Bill, if you have to ask, it's beyond you understanding.
Okay, it's not a big secret, Guys that traveled with me said, yeah. After we'd get used to it, they would say, did you get any dog bones? Yeah, okay. They would ask me for dog bones, I'd give it to them. I remember those trips. They were great. Even on the bus, man. We would get steak and cheese hoagies, a couple of beers. Oh, man. Airplane, you're up and then you're down, You don't have time to eat. So, all right. If it's free, it's me, right, Lola? Don't answer that. We'll come back with, I don't know, who do we have? Oh, Ryan Tucker. All right, we'll see who he likes in the Super Bowl. So far, we've been hitting some home runs. Maybe we'll hit a grand slam with Ryan when he gives us some news about events possibly coming down the road at West Banco and the Capitol. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Howard Monroe, and I want to take a minute to give you a shout-out for FanDuel Sportsbook. They found the perfect way for everyone to get in on the action this Sunday. I'm talking about Big Game Bingo. You can claim your free Big Game Bingo card right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. The card automatically fills up as you're watching the game, so once you've filled 5 squares in a row, all you have to do is call bingo to claim your share of $100,000 in prizes. That's right. FanDuel giving away $100,000 in prizes for free. FanDuel, the exclusive home for Big Game Bingo, and your card is waiting for you right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. The app is easy to use. It takes less than 2 minutes to sign up. There are more ways to win on FanDuel during the big game, but there's no excuse not to miss out on this one. Big Game Bingo, perfect for everyone. You can win your share of $100,000 in prizes, and it's absolutely free to play. Only on the FanDuel Sportsbook
Quaker
app.
Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Millions plan for retirement online. Estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, and manage your benefits all from the comfort of your home. And give yourself the freedom to do what you want offline. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
Wheeling Coin and Hobby on 10th Street in Wheeling next to the Bridge Tavern in downtown Wheeling wants to buy any and all unwanted gold and silver jewelry. They are paying top dollar for 10, 14, 18, and 22 karat gold plus 925 sterling silver. They also want to buy collectible coins and paper money from before 1933. Wheeling Coin and Hobby is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Coin and Hobby, 304-232-8430, and add them on Facebook.
Dutch Boy's new Platinum Plus paint with Stain Shield technology has the performance you expect from a luxury paint at a price you didn't. Platinum Plus is up to 50% more washable and stain resistant than a leading premium paint in satin sheen. Superiority ranges from 24 to 50% depending on sheen selected. Platinum Plus keeps your walls looking new longer. Menards and Dutch Boy Paint have you covered. Go ahead, live your life.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. A company that helped propel OxyContin to a national brand and in the process fueled the opioid epidemic has settled a separate lawsuit with West Virginia. McKinsey & Company reached a $10 million settlement with the state of West Virginia in the standalone suit. The New York Times had reported the company had settled a separate action which included 47 states. West Virginia was not among them. In a press conference earlier today, Attorney General Patrick Morrisey said the state is setting separately to save a lot of money, and he now plans to work with lawmakers to ensure the settlement money is used for, and these are his words, recovery, for treatment, and to help people get better in the head and the heart. COVID-19 vaccines are going to be available at some large pharmacy chains in the Mountain State in the weeks ahead. Governor Jim Justice says those pharmacies are going to receive about 3,000 doses a week, and he said that's in addition to what the state is getting from the federal government.
This is an additional bracketing of doses that's going to go to these pharmacies, and in addition to the state's amounts, plus the increase of the amounts that are going to the state.
The governor said by the third week of this month, the state should be getting about 30,000 doses a week. There are 24 vaccination clinics happening in the state today. Officials say by the end of the weekend, all 55 counties will have run a clinic for county residents over the age of 65. Slots for those are being filled automatically from waiting lists at vaccinate.wv.gov. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Despite the pandemic, there will be a safety expo in Charleston this year, but C.W. Sigmund, the emergency management director for Kanawha County, says it'll be virtual. He said having something was important to ensure the opportunity for first responders to get their needed in-service hours and recertification.
I said, but for like me, it's hard to get away and don't want to be in a crowd, but it makes it convenient because you can still get the training from your own desk.
Bud Sigmund said there was a fear that it could be a COVID spreader if they brought everybody together. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
The perfect cure for your quarantine blues. The Watchdog on Facebook Live. Watch The Watchdog weekdays on Facebook Live, beginning with the morning show with Howard Monroe at 7 a.m. Local talk radio, Watchdog style. Give us a call and tell us what you're thinking. Locally, 304-214-1600. Out of the area, toll free, 866-514-1600 or 304-232-8255.
I was raised off of Route 3, out past where the blacktop ends. We'd walk to church on Sunday morning, race barefoot back to Johnson's fence. That's where I first saw Mary, on that roadside picking blackberries. That summer I turned a corner in my soul down that red dirt road. It's where I drank my first beer. It's where I found Jesus. Where I wrecked my first car. I tore it all to pieces. I learned the path to heaven is full of sinners and believers. Learned that happiness on earth ain't just for high achievers. I come to know there's life at both ends of that red dirt road. Her daddy didn't like me much if I shackled up GTO.
And we're back.
I'd sneak out in the middle of the night, throw rocks at her bed.
My good friend Ryan Tucker's here again.
How we doing, Bill?
Well, I'm not doing well since I gave you all those cassettes and your cassette player doesn't work in your car.
I'm trying to fix it. I Googled Buick 1996 cassette tape, error E10 is what it shows. I found the solution. I need to clean it. I need to get some canned air, some Q-tips, get in there.
Alcohol, yeah.
Alcohol.
That'll do the trick, because I got more coming.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Remember, we were trying them, right?
Yeah.
Nothing was working. I go to all that trouble, and it was a lot of trouble because I got boxes of stuff that I should throw out, but if somebody can use them like 8 tracks, I'm going to give them to them. I have a lot of VHS movies, you know. By the way, I have the entire series of Miami Vice. You know, what do you think?
Classic stuff.
You have a VHS machine?
Somewhere buried in my mom's basement, I'm sure.
Yeah. You have a Beta machine?
No.
Okay. By the way, I have two beta machines that I took from the Steelers office because they were going to throw them away, and I saw them on the floor, and they said, take them, you know? Because that's how all the coaches in the NFL used to watch game film, beta, you know? Which didn't last very long because I guess the tapes were shorter than the VHS, whatever. Nice thoughtfulness on the part of the Steelers. 4 UPMC employees will be going on an all-expense paid trip to Super Bowl 55, courtesy of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The 4 will be joined, so there'll be 5, by Marine veteran James Martin, who will serve as honorary captain for the game Sunday. Isn't that nice of the Steelers?
Very cool.
Well, I'm thinking, who's going to outdo the Steelers? One of the richest guys in football, Robert Kraft of the Patriots. You know what the Patriots are doing? You want to guess? They are sending, and I just lost the story, they are sending 55 medical workers who all been given the shot to go down to Tampa and enjoy themselves. That's a big chunk of change, 55 people.
Sure is, but
you know?
That's great that
and
they'll
you
be
know,
able
the
to enjoy
Patriots
it.
have their own jets with the logo and everything.
I'm sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I should call Robert Kraft. Can I borrow the jet? I want to go to Italy. You know, I can parachute down to Italy because you can't get in any other way. But yeah, it's real nice to see ownerships of 2 quality franchises, and I think the Patriots are a quality franchise. Yeah, they may be cheating once in a while, but you know what? You still got to play the game. And from what I understand, Robert Kraft is one good guy. So, yeah, when they had the shooting in Pittsburgh a few years ago, he and Julian Edelman came down and made a nice contribution to the synagogue or whatever. And they didn't have to do that, did they? No.
Not at all. No, that's great.
Yeah, they're good people.
I love hearing stories like that.
And the Rooneys are good people. So they certainly took care of the Fabio family when they helped me with my network. But you don't want to hear that stuff, do you? I want to hear about events. We got one tonight and tomorrow night, right?
We got
and you're not playing the Indianapolis Fuel, because I'm tired of them.
Not tonight.
Who
No,
is it?
actually, Tulsa Oilers, who, as far as I can remember, I don't remember ever playing Tulsa, especially here in Wheeling.
Yeah.
They're a team that, with this COVID new schedule, we're kind of branching out, playing different teams we usually don't have in town.
Yeah.
Chance to see new players.
And Mr. Hockey Puck told me they took the bus.
Mr.
They
I'm
took
sure-
the bus from Tulsa to Wheeling?
Well, that's a stretch, but hey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if they served big-time hoagies, or maybe they stopped at Eaton Park. I don't know. That's a long trip.
Maybe they had some games on the way.
Yeah, I was hoping that the Nailers would take a trip to Alaska when they had a team out there.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that? They probably got to make 4 stopovers at airports, you know?
I was always so shocked about that team in Alaska.
Yeah, yeah. But of course, when they had the team in Florida, that was nice because the players and DJ, thank goodness he wasn't the pilot, you know, got to go on the flight. So things are so wacky. We got, what is it, 1, 2? We got 5 teams in the National Hockey League, a total of 40 players with COVID-19 protocol, whatever. And I think Buffalo now has 6. So maybe this is good for the Penguins because their power play sucks. Now they have a whole week before they go to New York Islanders. It's Friday, I believe, yeah. Watch them have COVID-19. But this is a whole week to work on the 0 for months with the power play, you know?
Yeah.
So they got to figure it out. And they're short on defensemen, too. Can you play defense?
I don't think so.
Yeah. By the way,
I can't skate.
There's at least Jason is one, Becky is another one. There's 3 people who want to take bets on Lola and I on tricycles. This could be a big thing for charity.
I'm all for it. We should do it.
You know, we could raise money for, what's your favorite charity, Lola?
Budweiser?
No.
Oh.
No, me.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do a charity. for
Lola chair. I think it's
have-
great.
I have a ton of vet bills all of a sudden. So
Yeah.
yes, that.
Yeah. I say we do it.
Well, can you arrange it?
Yes, I
Do
would
we
try.
have to sign a waiver?
Yeah, in case you fall and hit your head off the ice, Bill.
Well, you know, she likes to cheat. What if she pushes me and I fall on my head and I can't remember anything? I have a concussion.
First of all, could we even tell the difference? Second of all, why would I have to cheat? I'll be so far ahead of them anyway.
I'll give you 2 trichomes lane start, okay? How's that sound?
Oh, now he thinks
one.
he's gonna even. Fine, I'll take the
Lola,
added
I want to kick
length.
your butt so bad.
This has to happen.
Yeah. We can
Yeah.
sell tickets. I'm going to call FanDuel. See if we can bet. You can bet on anything.
You can. You
Yeah.
really can.
Yeah. I wonder what the odds would be, huh? Yeah. Well, you know, she has an advantage. She doesn't weigh as much as me, and she's got longer legs. I don't know if that's going to help. Now, when you did it, did you finish the finish line or cross the finish line?
Yeah, I mean, the first time, I'm not going to lie, Spike, he kind of cheated a little bit. I hate to call Spike out, but he kind of gave the other person a little push to give him a jump start.
Well, we won't allow him on the ice.
So, I mean, I'm sorry, Spike, to call you out, but there's a little cheating action. The second time, I practiced. And I practiced because I didn't want to embarrass myself again.
Yeah. Were there people in the stands?
There was, In
the first one, against, was it male or female?
It was a guy and a girl. Did 3, yeah.
All right. Did they root for them or root for you? What was it?
I think they were the favorites. They were, Naylor staff. Yeah. But
did DJ do the play-by-play?
I wish.
Oh boy, I can hear his big mouth now. How would you do a play-by-play on a site on whatever?
Yeah.
But that's good. That might be better than her putting her in a cage with the bull.
No,
we can bet on that too.
Hopefully we have that chance here soon.
Yeah, that should be coming up, right?
It's still on for the end of March. There's just so many.
What about the MEC? Because they're canceling games left and right in that conference.
Yeah, there's still been talks about having the championship game in the tournament here at the arena. There's no official announcement.
Wouldn't that conflict with Tough Man contest?
Well, Tough Man actually has moved their dates.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They have moved. They just actually announced it. There's no tickets on sale yet, but May 7th and 8th are the new dates for Tough Man. Hopefully, as all goes well, we can get tickets on sale because I know that's honestly our biggest event at the arena. Whoa. Everyone loves it.
How about the Fabio versus Miller Tough Man?
Oh.
I would say, go ahead, Lola. You have the first punch. Knock it off. Knock my chin off.
It'd be the first and the last punch.
Yeah, I think she'd take it all out in that one swing and he'd be down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You think? All right.
If he could even find his way into the ring.
Maybe I'll just ask her for her Hawaiian punch. Remember those commercials? You remember those?
Yeah.
Right, okay. By the way, how are my girls doing?
I was just going to mention him because at Tough Man, I think he'd be too distracted by the ring girls to even think about the fight. Because when he walks into the Capitol Theater and he's distracted by 1910 statues, I think real living women might just throw you off pretty bad there, Bill. I mean.
Do you say hello to them when you go to
always
the Capitol?
I say, hey, girls, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill wants me to make sure.
You shine them up a little bit, too?
Shine them
they
up.
They might gather dust and part. Well, we won't go there.
Geez.
You know what I mean. I miss them, man. I got to just come up and look at them and talk. I'll talk to them.
Give me a call. I'll take you up and you can.
I'll talk to them because there's one woman that won't answer back. Those are great statues.
It's like one of those, like a visit in prison. When the wife comes to visit, we'll let you in there with the statues and we'll.
Well, if I'm in prison, I'll have girlfriends.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, but I'd rather do the cycle thing with Lola. If I had a choice between doing cycling with her or the bullfight, the bull and her in a cage, if we could raise a lot of money, we'll do the cycles. All right?
Yeah, we'll try to set it up. I think it's a great
Yeah, and I'll call Bill
idea.
Belichick to see how I can cheat.
Hey, take the air out of the tires would be a good thing because you'd have more traction. Yeah. So it's the reverse of deflate gate. I'm sorry.
She's looking for an edge. She's from Michigan. She don't like to lose.
Quiet, Ryan.
Sorry.
All right. Who do you like?
That's all right. He'll forget that you told him that anyway. Bye.
He already forgot what I just said.
I'll show up at the event.
Yeah.
Do you supply the tricycles?
Yeah, we have the trikes there waiting for you.
Okay.
I'll talk to some Nailers guys and see if we can set it up.
See if Denny likes it. He likes some of my ideas.
And there'll be some great intermission entertainment there.
Yeah, we'll pass the boot around.
Yeah.
We'll make some money for Lola's favorite charity. But now let's be serious for a second. Who do you like Sunday and why?
Sunday should be a good game either way, which I'm excited about. You have Brady, the veteran, could seal the deal on being one of the greatest of all time. Then Mahomes comes in, young, Super Bowl champion as well, starting his legacy. The story is great both ways. Whoever wins, once Pittsburgh's out, I'm kind of, I don't really care too much, but I like to see Brady just, win it and show he's the. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's I can't lose because I like Bruce Arians. Although I made fun of him a lot. I like to see AB, Antonio Brown. Watch him have like 8 catches, 2 touchdowns, and MVP.
For real.
Then he's smiling at the game. Take that, Pittsburgh. Take that, New England. Who else was he with? The Raiders, too, yeah.
Raiders,
and then on the other side, you got Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell, we could rub it in the Steelers and the Jets' faces here with this one.
I would rub it in, too, but whatever.
Yeah.
They're both not bad guys, but, I wouldn't want to be hanging around with them socially. I might be the wrong guy they pick out of a fight, Wait, I was just watching them. But it's going to be great. Yeah, I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan. And you heard about him, right? In his rookie card? Were you listen? Why don't you listen? You don't listen to the show that you're going to be on? Hey, Denny, can you schedule me another guest next Thursday? Okay, here we go. Last week, Brady's rookie card, signed, went for $550,000.
Wow.
Tuesday, a Patrick Mahomes signed rookie card went for, are you sitting down? $861,000.
Wow.
We had to hammer on Jack Ham. I had to have fun with the hammer because we had fun when we were both working in the NFL. His rookie card from 1972, tops, $24.99. So there you go. And I put that Denny Magruder card on eBay.
What's that worth?
Nobody's checked on it. Yeah. Maybe he's got to sign it.
I can probably get it signed for you.
I could do that, what's that called, Photoshop or something on your phone?
Yeah.
Take a picture of it and put hair on his head. Shrink his belly, I'm not saying he's overweight, but I'm not saying he's the thin man, Okay.
I love my job too much to say anything right now.
Well, you afraid to say something about Magruder?
Magruder's one of the best guys ever.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. He is one of the best,
For sure.
Took me a while to get to know him, and once I got to know him, I said maybe that's a friendship forever. A bond forever. Can we hit the dump button?
Yeah, hit the button.
Yeah.
Erase that.
We bonded together.
Sure.
I just got that bad visual in my head. Denny, if you're listening, sorry about that. I'm old, stupid, crazy, losing my mind because of Lola. Sorry about that. But the first day I met him, he was sitting in that seat there. I said, what a cool guy. What a great guy with memories,
Tons of memories. He should actually sit down and write that stuff down because he was here through the heyday of rock and roll, to the start of hockey.
The stories he could write about doo-wops and stuff.
Oh, doo-wops? Yeah.
Great acts. Who were the turkeys? Who were the nice people,
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, say hello to my girls.
Will do.
And if you can give me Dolly Parton's Star from the sidewalk, I can give you a couple $bucks for it, okay? All right, but Magruder is one of the finest people down here. I put him in the top one with Frank O'Brien. I don't know how to break that tie because they're both good people. They're great people for the city.
For sure, and they have the city first in mind.
Yeah,
they
Frank,
really
if
do.
you're listening, you owe me $20 for that mention anyhow. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a great game.
It sure will. It should be entertaining.
The odds aren't going to be so great. Well, I mean, not the odds, the ads. See, I get my words mixed up.
Yeah, you're struggling.
I got to make sure the dump button's on me, not for the caller, the listener. It's for me.
Yeah.
Lola,
but the
you put
ads.
that on every day, right? The dump button?
Yes, both buttons, the dumb and the dump.
Oh, I didn't know you had a dumb button there. Huh. When do you hit it?
It self-triggers.
Look at her laughing.
That's why I was trying to listen to it before I came here, but it was just silence. Like it was like the dumb button. The
Yeah,
dumb
from now
button
on,
hit.
I'm bringing spam sandwiches for her.
She'll be happy. You made her day.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. You don't like spam, do you?
I've never eaten spam,
Try
but
it, let me know.
I
I'll bring you a can next week.
appreciate it, Bill.
Yeah, I'll bring you a can. Okay?
How we do an on-air spam tasting?
I don't know.
We get the wine guy, bring some wine,
Okay.
have it pair up.
Yeah. Well, I don't. What do you think, Lola? You like that?
Janet can bring some good cheese to go with it. Yeah.
Okay. Can you come in Tuesday?
Yeah, I'll come in.
You have to be able to cook it. It needs to be fried.
Yeah, we need a little
You can't-
saute pan.
Yeah. Well, how are we going to cook it here? I can't even spell saute. Let alone bring in a pan. Whatever. We'll do something. We'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure something out.
Yeah, we used to do cooking shows here,
Yeah.
People come in, cook food, made sure Lola, was filled. Her appetite was filled, yeah. That's a great idea. A wine and cheese show featuring special guest, Spam.
And Ryan.
And Ryan, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, we can make that happen, Just, I don't want to eat any of it. Why can't we just eat it out of the can?
What's the point, Bill, if you're not going to try it?
Yeah, can't you just eat it out of the can? Why cook it?
Because it's cold. You want it fried or
okay.
sautéed or something.
Yeah. Did you ever eat Slim Jims, Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, good stuff.
I like the big Slim Jims that are on sale for like $2, and you get a big, long slice of cheese with it, too. Pure cheese, they call it. What's pure? It's cheese,
Yeah. And it's not in the fridge either, is it? That cheese.
No.
So, some.
Yeah, you go to 7-Eleven or whatever, stop and go. It might be on that shelf for months.
Yeah.
It still tastes good, but you don't know about the preservatives.
There's lots, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
Once it hit oxygen, it just starts turning into disintegrating.
Like the can of Spam I have at home, it expires in 2027. Can you imagine the preservatives in that?
Ugh, yeah.
We got to do something like that. Yeah. We'll figure out something. Yeah, okay. So you like Tampa Bay to win?
I think, either way, but I think either way, it's a great story for football.
Are you having a Super Bowl party or anything?
My little girl turned six, so we're gonna have a little birthday party
On Super Bowl Sunday?
On Sunday, yeah.
Can I come down?
Sure. I think the
don't
wife will
want
love that.
No,
yeah.
that's okay. I'm looking for a free meal, but no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. How old? 6?
6, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it flew by. Yeah.
Wow.
And I have another one at 3, and then my wife's pregnant now again. We're doing in June with another one.
Are you serious?
So, yeah. Life's crazy.
3?
Yeah.
So what will you have? 2 boys and a girl, or 2 girls and a boy? What do you have?
I have 2 girls.
2 girls. Do you know what the third one's going to be?
No, not yet. We'll find that out next week, actually. So
Can you
we
imagine
can put some
3
bets
girls?
on. Well, I have 4 sisters, so I'm mostly gonna have 3
You're
girls.
the only guy, and you're.
Yeah, it's been
Were
rough.
they rough on you?
I had a rough life. I'm telling you.
They beat you up?
I was beat up. My jeans had jewels, like bedazzled on them.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. It was horrible. My
play-
hair was braided.
Did you play with their dolls?
I had wrestlers and I had some Barbies, so they,
I could see
went
you with a
together.
Barbie. Yeah, okay. Four sisters.
Rough life.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's.
But I bet you learned to put the toilet seat down, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, here we go now. We're talking about toilet seats up and down. Thank you, Lola.
Well, it's true.
Well,
you
yeah.
can always tell a man that's been brought up in a predominantly female household.
Yeah. But how come the girls never put the seat up for us?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of wonder sometimes. Put it up for us.
Yeah, when I met my sister,
Because you're already standing there.
when I met my sister, I didn't know about the toilets, What were they called, Lola? Oh, they flush your rear end out or whatever? What's it called?
Bidet.
A bidet? Yeah, I thought that was a donut or something. Seriously.
Beignet.
What's beignet, doobie doobie, I don't know.
Oh, my.
Bidet.
jeez.
What are they called in New Orleans, Lola? The dough? What's that called? Bidet.
Yeah, it's bidet. Yeah. I guess it's almost the same word. Yeah.
Yeah, well, me, I get confused, whatever.
In New Orleans, the donut, it's a beignet.
Beignet. Beignet, dene.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Never a dull moment, huh, Ryan?
Never.
When you leave here, you had some fun. Some fun.
Always.
Yeah, whatever.
Always looking forward to being here.
Wow.
You want to trade me?
Just for that half hour once a week, I didn't clarify.
You could bring one of those statues and I can put it right here on Facebook.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. How you doing, honey? It's one moment I
Facebook
won't
would
talk back.
ban us for good.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay.
They would block our account.
Yeah, I want to see that place packed. Whether it's a doo-wop,
Same here.
a
You
musical.
can't beat that place when it's full of life and
People are
music
working,
and popcorn's popping, everyone's having fun.
I get to see Sherry's mother, who's an usher there. You know her.
Oh, she's
I don't know how
blessed.
she can do it. She greets everybody with a smile. Have a good time. I couldn't do that.
We know. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, I thought your mic was off, Lola.
I thought so too, Bill.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to work with Lola?
That's the button that says the truth. That's the truth button that is also self.
Yeah, that's true too. But I miss the production guys. I miss working backstage for Denny, getting all the guest coffee and stuff.
I loved on a show day. I know traffic-wise, people probably didn't like it, but those tour buses outside the Capitol.
Yeah.
I just loved seeing those carts get unloaded, pushing those speakers down the alley. Can't beat it.
Ryan, say goodbye. You got to go.
Hey, I'll see you later.
Okay. Coming up next, The Big Show with Big Rick. Or is it Big Rick and The Big Show? Well, either one. It's a big show, and Rick's pretty big. I wouldn't want to mess with him. Stay tuned on AM 1600.
I was raised off of Route 3, out past where the blacktop ends. We'd walk to church on Sunday morning, race barefoot.